Chris Schuker and Pete Terrier here for your Friday Night Lights High School Football Championship Saturday preview show coming up tomorrow, Saturday afternoon from noon to 4. And Pete, we'll take a look starting at the Division I state championship. We actually have a rematch in both Divisions I and Division II tomorrow. A kickoff at noon in Derry, where the defending champ, three-time defending state champ, Pinkerton Astros, will host the second seed Nashua South Purple Panthers in a game that was very exciting in the regular season and should be just as good tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, it really should be. And for Pinkerton, a lot of their fans, even their players, their coaching staff, at a point last Saturday in the rain in Derry, they didn't think that they were going to be there. Londonderry had them on the ropes, down 9 with about 7.5 minutes left to go. Pinkerton with the huge comeback in that game. A couple of touchdowns late that erased what was that 9-point deficit, 15-6 at the time, and it wasn't looking good. But Pinkerton, as they always do, they found a way to win. They beat Londonderry. Nashua South actually played last Friday night against Manchester Central, and I thought they were very, very impressive, beating them 24-9 in a game that to me didn't even seem that close. I know Central had some opportunities, but a lot of turnovers in that game. So this one shapes up to be a very, very good one. You talked about the 10-0 win in the regular season. Pinkerton did that without Eric Ginto. That was one of the games that he was out with a shoulder injury. He hurt that against Brockton, and then he would later be lost for the season with a season-ending knee injury. But 10-0, and they really controlled that game without Ginto. So to me, advantage Pinkerton.
Yeah, in the Pinkerton game last week, we heard from Rory Douillon, who was our correspondent there last week. He will be at this game as well tomorrow. Do some exciting play-by-play, because that came down to a last-second touchdown run from
Colby Verge.
Colby Verge, that's who it was. It wasn't Chris George. It was Colby. Their names sound too close alike to me to be able to just pick that off like that. But a surprising run from Brian O'Reilly, down by 4 points, or down by 3 points, needing the touchdown to go ahead. And actually, I'm sorry, it was 2 points, needing the just to get into field goal range to go ahead. And he got the touchdown. This was a very surprising move by Brian O'Reilly, one that, kind of as you've already said, not surprisingly, paid off.
Well, he told us after the game when we spoke to him that he was just looking to get into field goal range. He was thinking he was going to pick up 10, 15 yards. Yeah, Klukie's got a big leg. He just wanted to get, the yards necessary to get into Klukie's field goal range, but it worked like a charm because he busted it for 6, and that was all she wrote as Pinkerton was able to stop Londonderry and their, desperation final drive. So, hey, sometimes it's good strategy. Other times you get lucky. Sometimes you got both, and that's a winning combination.
And, of course, these teams, like I already said, played in last year's Division I championship. Pinkerton going to Stello Stadium here in Nashua and winning that game 14-2. And something that we've said really all season long, Pete, is that the game wasn't even that close.
No, I mean, that team last year that Nashua South had, it had 2 big guns, the dynamic duo. You had Billy Ferreter, the quarterback, who could throw the football and run the football, and then David Zacco in his junior season, and the offense didn't even score in that game, Chris. So, matter of fact, you look at these last 2 times these 2 teams have played each other, and Pinkerton has held the Nashua South offense off the board 10-0 this year, only 2 points last year. That was obviously on a safety by the Nashua South defense. So they have Nashua South's numbers. The strange thing is, in the regular season, at least the prior 2 years prior to this year, Nashua South had Pinkerton's number.
Yeah.
They beat them.
A little bit surprising there, as this should certainly be a great one. Again, a kickoff at noon tomorrow. Just as we go on the air on Saturday afternoon, this game will be kicking off. So you want to tune in right away to be able to hear how this game starts, because it will be very important, especially for Nashua South, to get on the board first.
Oh, yeah. You want to set the tone early. You want to go out there and prove that you can move the football on Pinkerton. They held Nashua South down big time in that regular season. I mean, Zacco had 46 yards on 15 carries.
Yeah, he looked very lost almost.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and Pinkerton's been the one team that's been able to handle him. So he's got to be a little bit pumped up, extra pumped up. I mean, the kid ran for over 1,400 yards this year, only 46 against Pinkerton.
And a great two-way player, had an interception return for a touchdown last week as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Manchester Central.
Yep. And although I don't remember that, Chris, but the fact is this is going to be a heck of a ball game. I think Nashua South, they've got everything going in their favor, I think. But
you're right. He didn't return it for a touchdown. He came close.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know if you saw a different game than me. We were both at the game together. But I think if Nashua South is going to win, today's the day, or I should say Saturday is the day. I just don't know if they can, get it done against this Pinkerton team who always seems to come up big when they need it.
Well, on to Division II. Talk about another rematch.
Yeah.
Ho-Hum, Bishop Girton, and Exeter, who had that one in the pool at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think everybody.
That's even though Exeter had to overcome being the 3 seed, which is a little bit of a surprise for them, having lost a regular season game to Timberlane. They avenged that with a 7-6 victory last week in Plastow, and they will have to try to overcome a pretty good beating that they got at the hands of the Cardinals in the last regular season game. They lost that game 45-9.
It wasn't that much of a